You are stronger than you think. You've heard this phrase before, maybe in a movie, maybe from a friend, or maybe in a moment when you were about to give up, you told yourself. But deep down, did you believe it? Today, I want to remind you of something, not just with words, but with truth. Because strength, real strength, doesn't show up when life is easy. It shows up when everything feels like it's falling apart and you still choose to keep going. Think about the hardest moment in your life. Maybe you lost someone. Maybe you failed at something you gave your heart to. Maybe you felt like the whole world turned its back on you. But guess what? You're still here. You survived what you once thought you couldn't. That's not weakness. That's not luck. That's strength. Strength isn't about muscles or metals. It's about choosing to show up when everything in you wants to shut down. It's about waking up with tears in your eyes, but saying, let's try one more time. It's about facing rejection, heartbreak, disappointment, and still believing, still hoping, still fighting. You are stronger than you think because your story isn't over. Look around. Everyone's fighting a silent battle. The person smiling next to you might be carrying 1,000-pound weight inside their heart, but you've got something special. You have the ability to rise, to rebuild, to recover, to rewrite your story. And every time life knocked you down, you got back up. That's not weakness. That's warrior energy. Sometimes life tries to convince us we're not good enough, that we're not worthy, that we're too broken, too late, too lost. But let me say this loud and clear. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are not your failures. You are the strength that rose from them. You've been underestimated, even by yourself. But the greatest power is often hidden deep inside, buried under fear, doubt, and silence. Now is the time to unleash it, to stop waiting for permission, to stop comparing your path to others, to start trusting that every challenge you face is shaping the strongest version of you. So the next time you feel like giving up, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, I've survived 100% of my worst days. I am still standing. I am still here. And that means I still have purpose. I still have power. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are learning. You're not weak. You are rising. So whatever you're facing right now, hold your head high, square your shoulders, and walk forward. Because you are stronger than you think. So whatever you're facing right now, hold your head high, square your shoulders, and walk forward. Because you are stronger than you think. But maybe no one ever told you that strength isn't loud. It doesn't always shout or shine. Sometimes it's quiet. It's the silent decision to try again when no one's watching. It's the whisper in your heart that says, don't quit, even when your mind is screaming, I can't. Strength is sitting in the dark and still believing the light will return. It's falling 7 times and standing up 8. And if you're still breathing, still waking up each day, still trying even when everything feels heavy, then you, my friend, are strength in its purest form. You might not see it right now. Pain has a way of clouding our vision, but every scar on your heart is proof that you've healed, not just hurt. Every sleepless night that turned into a morning is a victory you didn't even celebrate. And maybe you should. Maybe you should give yourself credit for all the battles no one saw you fight, for all the times you dried your own tears, got up without applause, and chose to keep living when giving up seemed easier. You don't need a trophy to be proud of yourself. You don't need permission to say, I'm doing the best I can, because you are. And in a world that's constantly rushing, comparing, judging, just being is brave. So slow down, take a moment, put your hand over your heart. Feel that? That's strength, that's resilience, that's life choosing you again and again. And maybe it's time you started choosing you too. Start speaking to yourself with the same kindness you offer to everyone else. You've been your own enemy for too long, but you can change the story. You can forgive yourself. You can begin again. You can rise, not because you've never fallen, but because you refused to stay down. That's what makes you powerful. That's what makes you unstoppable. So when life pushes you to the edge, don't look down. Look up. There's more ahead of you than behind you. More strength, more growth, more love, more purpose. You haven't come this far to only come this far. You're not here by accident. You're here because you have more mountains to climb, more hearts to touch, more dreams to bring to life. And when the noise gets too loud, when the doubts creep back in, When you feel like no one understands, remember this. You are not alone. You are not a mistake. You are not done. You are growing. You are healing. You are becoming someone even you haven't fully met yet. So stand tall, not because everything is perfect, but because you are brave enough to keep going in a world that tried to break you. You've made it through storms. You've walked through fire. You've carried pain that would have crushed others. And still, here you are, breathing, fighting, living. You are stronger than you think. And this is just the beginning. You've come a long way. And maybe you haven't stopped to realize it, but every step you took, every setback you faced, every tear you cried, it all mattered. It shaped you. It didn't break you. You see, healing doesn't always look like happiness. Sometimes it looks like waking up with a heavy heart, but still choosing to face the day. Sometimes it's doing the smallest thing, like getting out of bed, like taking a deep breath, and realizing that counts. You're doing better than you think, because strength isn't always loud and visible. Sometimes it's hidden in the quiet choices. To try, to stay, to believe, even just a little. You're not weak for struggling. You're not broken for feeling lost. You're human, and being human means growing through what you go through. You don't have to have all the answers right now. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to take one more step, then another. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. So when the world tells you to be perfect, you remind yourself, progress over perfection. When the world tells you to have it all figured out, you say, it's okay to take it one day at a time. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to heal. And no matter how slow it seems, healing is happening. Growth is happening. You're becoming the version of you that once only existed in hope. And someday soon, you'll look back and realize every storm you faced was preparing you for something greater. So keep moving, keep breathing, keep believing, because you're not just surviving, you're becoming unstoppable. And your story? It's far from over. You've been waiting for the pain to go away, waiting for the answers, waiting for someone to say, it's going to be okay. But what if you're the one you've been waiting for? What if inside you right now is everything you need to begin again? You've already proven you're capable. You've made it through the nights that felt endless. You've walked through moments that tried to break you, and still, you're here. You may not feel strong every day. That's okay. Real strength isn't about feeling invincible. It's about showing up, even when you feel anything but strong. You are allowed to have bad days. You are allowed to cry, but don't let those moments define you. Let them refine you. Let every setback teach you something. Let every delay remind you you're still on your way, not off track. Sometimes the greatest progress is invisible. It happens in your mindset, in your healing, in your silent victories that no one claps for, but you felt them. And that's what matters. You don't have to compare